come to the end of the month of November. This is your Frontier opening bell. This Thursday, let's get the show started. Starting as always with just a quick rundown through the market trading day for Wednesday. 34 basis points in the green, 132 billion naira indicative for the Nigerian Stock Exchange. The NGX index climbed strongly above 71,000, led by Nestle, the largest consumer goods company or by market cap. Then you've got Seplat, which is listed on the London and Nigeria Lagos Stock Exchanges, which is an E&P exploration and production company. And then you've got a couple of names in the banking sector as well, adding to that a very strong buying positive day in Lagos. Then you got the BRVM strongly up 1.32%. On Wednesday, led by Orange Telecom, shares climbed roughly 7.5% thereabout on the BRVM. That's the composite there for you, reading 213.70, one of the strongest since November started. You got the EGX Wednesday down by 1.44%, sharply in the red. Of course, we got the Nairobi stock market still in a bit of a profit taking, 13 basis points, holding the 90 level, by the way. That's likely to hold until the end of the week. Let's see how that goes. And the GSE down by roughly 0.5% on Wednesday. The Zimbabwe stock market was strongly up about 1.5%, and the Ghana stock market finished Wednesday a little bit in the negative territory. So let's take it down and look what's up across the Eastern African corridor. Of course, today is the OPEC Plus meeting, ministerial meeting. First, the GMMC meeting, then the ministerial meeting will be taking place around 3 o'clock later in the day. Then you've got the opening of the COP28 Climate Summit in Dubai. So it's a very heavy side on the news for energy world today, with OPEC Plus meeting and the COP28 starting on the same day. Quite a coincidence. So you've got a whole lot to watch out for today, tomorrow, and of course, as we go to the middle of December, when COP28 will finish off on the 12th of the next month. In the meantime, India's Export-Import Bank, Exim Bank, said it's looking to set up in East Africa's biggest economy, that is Kenya, while Morgan Stanley says it's blocking Kenyan firms from its global stocks index because the country faces FX shortage. We've seen massive exodus of foreign investors selling down on their positions in the Nairobi market since 2023 started. And a court has declared the housing levy in Kenya not constitutional. A similar court action was taken against the new Finance Act pushed out by President William Ruto. The courts being at the front line of the policies that the new administration, that's 1 year old, has been pushing out. It's been quite a whole lot over there. In corporate news and its news, Bank of Kigali reporting profit surging to 20.4 billion shillings on the first 9 months of this year ended September, because the bank's interest income was on the upside. Let's look into West Africa. The Central Bank of Nigeria yesterday affirming that old notes and new notes will run together ad infinitum, that is indefinitely, and that's in line with the Supreme Court ruling that the old Naira notes, which was designed to be phased at the end of next month, will now continue. The Supreme Court ruled that both notes should exist side by side. In the meantime, the biggest news was President Tinubu's administration's first official budget or fiscal budget. 27.5 trillion is the headline figure. That's about 23 or thereabout billion in US dollars. That's a figure that the president presented to the National Assembly on Wednesday, asking them to include budgets or projects that will only serve the interests of the people and in line with his administration's policy. In the meantime, Dangote Cement, Nigeria's largest cement maker and the biggest on the continent, is closing its 50 billion Naira Series 12 commercial paper later today when the market comes to a close. Moody's Investor Service says about $4 trillion worth of global debt are exposed to environmental risks. That could be part of conversations this week as we get the COP28 started in the UAE. MTN Ghana is implementing a price increase of about 18%. Will that impact on the telco giant's share price on the Ghana Stock Exchange? Let's wait how that goes. And Cameroon's reporting average inflation, annual inflation rate of about 7.7%. Well, that looks good on paper, but that's beyond the threshold set for countries within the CEMAC region. That's the Central African region, comprising of about 6 countries there, including DR Congo. Let me take you through the Southern Africa's trading day. Traders are betting that the South Africa's Reserve Bank will cut interest rate at least by March 2024. So they're front-loading their bets on that the SARB that left rates unchanged last week will begin to cut at least by the first quarter or by the second meeting in the new year. In the meantime, the World Bank has approved the legal separation of Eskom's transmission company from the rest of the company to ensure that the embattled utility giant can move on to provide electricity. And Angola is unveiling about 62 million carats new diamond mine. That's one big news for Angola, which is already a leading African oil exporter. And Botswana's Kanye Stadium is on track to be completed in 2024. That will be February, according to latest news we got in the week. Let's finish off in North Africa, see what's making the headlines in the northern corridor of the continent. Egypt is looking for a unified US dollar exchange rate in the short term to try and help the countries reposition itself around its FX liquidity, while Total Energy says it's buying £20 million worth of minority stakes in Morocco's UK X-Links project. That project was X-rayed at the just concluded Intra-Africa Trade Fair in Cairo, Egypt, just a few weeks ago, earlier this month. And Tunisia is reporting investment down in the month of October by about 3.2%. And finally, CI Capital in Egypt says it's completed about 15 billion Egyptian pounds. That's roughly 480 million American dollars, which is the largest securitized bond for Altamir securitization. That bond will go into construction projects in North Africa's biggest economy that Egypt is. And those are your headlines this Thursday, the final day in November. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon. I am Bosin Namofaye. Go on our social media and our YouTube as well as our website to watch this show as well as other shows again.